You know, I never realized how popular the Amazing Digital Circus is until I went online and realized that this thing has this much boom. The Amazing Digital Circus has one of the fastest, you know what, no, scratch that, the absolute fastest rise to popularity of any indie property I have ever seen. Not Among Us, not Friday Not Funkin', not Five Nights at Freddy's, not even an all-time masterpiece like Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss can compete. With the format taken 4 years and still haven't achieved 100 million views, while the Digital Circus over there just comes in and achieved 200 million in less than 2 months, which is just wow. So that begs the question, how? What's the secret? What is the Digital Circus doing that is attracting so much attention? Well, I guess there's one way to find out. Okay, who popped on the PlayStation 1? What do you mean give it a second? What do you mean let the video play out? What do you mean I'm being insufferable? What do you mean this is exactly what I'm after? The very first thing that will be heavily apparent to anyone with eyes is the art style of this thing, with the backgrounds in here using 1 or 2 primarily colors with mainly high saturation levels with an emphasis on the color red. Think Has Been Hotel but crack the color saturation to 100. Kinda resembling something like kids playground, the kind of things that are designed to grab your attention. And this kind of technique is not just used for the background, or it goes double for the character design. Speaking of the character designs, I do believe that this is one of the show's strongest aspects, with everyone in here seeming to have one goal in mind: make them as eye-catching as humanly possible. And the show does that by playing extremely well with the color contrast. One like the main character Pomni are actually a perfect example in that regard. By using this simple but very effective approach, here we have red and blue, 2 very contrasting colors and highly saturated ones at that, and the clash in colors gives Pomni this little extra, what do you call it, iconability, I guess that's the word, I don't know. Other characters use the same principle perfectly as well. Kane, for an example, is on the complete other side of the spectrum, because rather than contrasting, he uses red and black with low saturation levels, 2 very complementing colors, giving him a sense of easy control, on opposition to Pomni's clashing colors that give her a sense of uneasiness and tension. Bingle is just a bright red with a white face, and then you have Zubal. I have no idea where they're going with Zubal. There is no color flow like Jax and Ragata, nor is it a personality thing like Pomni and Kane. I can't even see it as a one-and-done thing like Bingo and King. There's just too much going on. Or maybe I'm just looking too much into it, and the designs are just supposed to be fun to look at with no underlying theme, and in that regard it does its job quite adequately, I guess. When it comes to the designs themselves, most of them are fine, they're just good, but the Ringmaster Kane, oh Zooey mama! This just pure creativity. I mean, wow, just wow. No comments.
We don't venture out into the void. Not even I know what's out there.
The voice acting in this thing is nothing short of great, magnificent, immaculate, splendid. To bet this, everyone here just oozes charm. Even if the line itself wasn't funny, the vocal delivery just carries it out. It is a perfect chef's kiss. Oh, hang on just 1 minute.
She still thinks this is a dream.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Michael Govich, you're in this thing too? Wait, is that one of them? Oh my god, it is! He's now in every single one. Has Been Hotel, Like a Daisy, Murder Drones, and now this! This must be a bingo. Does anyone have a bingo? To this day, I'm still surprised with how can a guy with many similar roles is able to give this different of a performance. Whether it being a sassy bitch like Angel Dust, a charismatic lunatic like Rocky, an unbelievable asshole like Jack, or just an adorable cinnamon bun like N.
And what can you do, my effeminate fellow?
I can suck your dick.
Come gather all around. See them rain their fire down.
Easy there, buddy. Ow. Up we go.
What did I say about antagonizing her?
Ugh, you always take her side. Do you think pairing them up together is a good idea?
Of course I do. They're the 2 most mentally stable and capable characters to be paired together. Come on, ladies, let's go harass the clown.
Here was originally supposed to be a part where I single out one of them as the standout voice actor, but honestly, it's kinda hard to do that when everyone here is doing this great of a job. Alex Rocken as Kane is as energetic as always. The Chief Luck, whom I have totally butchered his name by the way, even though this is my first experience with him, he does such an amazing job as King at that he's getting me to check out his other works. But if I had to pick one, I guess the honor goes to...
Oh, okay, now I get it! This is a dream, and I should just play along until I wake up, right?
Whatever you say, kid.
Wait, Lizzie Freeman, is that you?
What do they teleport to?
I don't know. Somewhere in space, I guess. We'll find her eventually.
Oh, it is! The main reason I adore her delivery for Pomni as much as I do is simply on account of how hard of a job she got to do. Do you have any idea of how hard it is to do a halfway decent impression of someone who's one wrong word away from having a mental breakdown but not quite there yet? Also, you can't tell me that Leslie's performance wasn't like 90% of the reason she is this fun to pump by the community. I mean, have you taken a look at the fan art slash fan fiction slash surprisingly decent quality animation and the par? Okay, listen to me very carefully. You made it this far. Don't skip, I swear to God! You made it this far. We got something going on. Something special. Something they can't take away from us. So here's the thing. Or let me say 3 things. Subscribe, like, and comment. You understand, man? I need this. The algorithm have not been kind to me the past few, I don't know, whatever amount of time this video takes to air. So here's the deal. Stopping anything in the comments. Literally anything. We good? Good? Don't disappoint me. Back to the video. Leaving the art style alone for a sec to take a look at the actual animation of this thing, I have one thing to say. This thing schmoves. Every single minute, every single second just schmoves. Like, look at this. The characters are always moving. Something is always moving. Looking at the Amazing Digital Circus purely from a budget and a technical perspective, this is a visual delight to look at. I'm not just talking about the obvious floating mouth with eyes on the room, although they do go pretty hard on Kane's animation. You can tell the creators had a favorite. But especially with the small stuff, the character expression, their constant eye movement, and especially their hand animation. Every single time I watch this pilot, I realize something that I haven't saw before. Not just with the animation, by the way, also with a lot of Easter eggs that show just how much love and care went into the creation of this pilot. For an example, there's a lot of references to Gooseworks production, that's being the creator of the show for those of you who do not know. Firstly, remember Bubble, the little thing following Kane around?
Ow! You parasite!
That actually played by none other than the creator himself, Gooseworth, which is just funny to me for some reason. But while we're on the subject of Gooseworth, fun fact. So before the Amazing Digital Circus came and became the thing that they're most known for, their most popular project by that time was actually a little film called Little Ranmo. Man, it'll always be funny to me that their most popular video was sitting at an impressive 30 million views, but then they released the main theme of the Digital Circus and it just barely got over that with 31 million views. Also, for those of you who did not understand this line of Kinger,
Thank God you're okay. You didn't experience a game show in there, did you?
What are you talking about?
so get this, at some point during Little Rambo gets eaten by this thing and then proceeds to experience a game show inside its stomach, showing that yes, Kinger was in fact the original fan that was there before Gooseworth was cool. I know I'm just gushing at this point, but this part was just that good. For another small thing, remember this wacky watch commercial that appears under Kane for a couple of seconds? That would seem like it's just a fake commercial, but if you actually went online and typed in this thing, then it will lead you to an old trailer of the Amazing Digital Circus itself. Like how awesome is that? Okay, I swear this is the last one, so I don't know if that was intended or not, but during this part where Pomni gets her name from Kane's random letter generator,
What do you think of...
I don't...
You're right, terrible. Let's try that again. What do you think of Pomni?
Sure.
at the start I thought that Pomni was just a random name that the creator came up with because it rolls nicely off the tongue, but get this, in Russian of all languages, Pomni is actually a word of which they use, and that word means remember, and when the character tagged with that name literally can't remember her own name, it seems like more than a coincidence. But hey, that was just a theory, a game theory. Oh, what the fuck? So, getting back to the question that we asked in the beginning of this video, how did the Amazing Digital Circus get this popular? Well, the obvious answer to that question will actually be the first point that we brought up during this video. The bright saturated colors that quickly grab your attention, the thumbnail that looks like a bright kids cartoon that gets any kid to click on it, the attention grabbing aesthetics, and while yes, I cannot say with a straight face that this stuff does not help, I actually believe that there is a much simpler reason behind it. Well, it's the characters. Because you might not like this pilot. In fact, I know a lot of people who don't like this pilot. You might not like the animation, you might not like the art style, but one thing you can't deny is the amount of pure passion and effort going into every single frame of this pilot. The characters never sit still, they're always moving, which I can't imagine how much time and effort went into this thing alone. The voice actors are always giving it their all. Every single line, whether it being a big performance like Kane or Pomni, or just a small line like Jackson Ragata. Because when it's all said and done, when the whole series is finished, when the hype around this pilot finally drops, you will only be left with one thing: these characters. Because that was always the case for fan bases like this. Why do you think that Undertale have this much fan art, fan games, fan series, and yes, fan porn? And here's the thing, you can make the best show you can with the best story and the best animation, but if your fans don't resonate with your characters, then they're left with nothing afterward. People don't just like the pretty colors and the nice animation, they like Jax, they like Kane, and they like Pomni. And if the show manages to expand on them in a meaningful way, then they will continue liking them long after they move on to the next big thing. Or all what I just said was all nonsense and the thumbnails of the cards are the only reason. Good night, YouTube!